All right, so first question, or first I'm just gonna ask you to introduce yourself. Tell us the name of your film and how you came up with the idea for the film.
Hi, my name's Amber McNeil. I'm the director of Normal Porn for Normal People. And I came up with the idea just when we locked down for the first time in Milwaukee. The creepypasta Normal Porn for Normal People had kind of been going around, or the title had been going around on a loop in my head, and I was like, what if I actually made that into like a visual representation, but it kind of took a different direction, and it just became a commentary on the way that we consume violence in entertainment and media.
I'm Tim Schweigel. I directed and wrote Blossom, the Decrepit Man. And we were like, man, it takes too long to make movies. It takes way too long to do beforehand and afterwards. We're like, what can we make quick in a day? And it's like, oh, there's a bomb and she has to get away from the bomb. And then we did that. And that's how the movie happened.
Hi, I'm Tommy Sims, director and animator of She Was Crying Sugar. It's a music video for the local band Fussy Surf, and they approached us to do another animated music video for them. And we came up with the idea to do it claymation style because Sugar, the album that it's for, is called Sweet Tooth, so we wanted to animate it with candy too. But then we also combined the clay with the candy, and it was heavily inspired by the old Max Fleischer Popeye cartoons, which is right up my alley and a lot of fun to work in that style. So, thank you guys.
Hi, I'm Owen Claudy. My film was Of Wood, which was a bit of insanity. It took me about 5 years to shoot. I just got inspired because I love wood and sculpture and trees and things, and I wanted to get across a bit of an environmental message, so that's what it took.
Hi, my name is Katie Thompson, and I have to say that I'm very moved from all the work tonight, so just a bit emotional. The piece that we shared today was a film that was videographer was Crystal Wagner. She's here with all of us today in the dance company. So my company is Caveat Dance Collective, and the piece was called The Pandemic Survival and Revival, better known as In Good Company, because we were and are. The piece came about, I always am crafting work, always creating, and it was in the heart of the pandemic, and we were in isolation, so I was in the studio by myself, and I realized at day one rehearsal, all I could do was lie down on the floor, and eventually, through the course of several rehearsals, phrases were created that were, trembling, and then eventually standing, and eventually dancing. So as we put the dancers in place, we were in different quadrants of the space because of social and spatial distancing, more spatial than social, hence the name In Good Company. But it was a piece that really came about due to the pandemic, not only in theme, but also it brought us into film, which was really exciting and a nice twist and turn.
I'm Mackenzie, I did All Eyes On. I made that piece during college still. It was during the pandemic. Everything was online still. And my roommate was writing a paper on 1984 and freedom writers. She was doing compare and contrast stuff, all that fun stuff. So a lot of conversations were being held about that, so with screens and who's really watching you and all that fun stuff. So yeah.
Cynthia Johnson, and I directed To Be Fair, which is the documentary about Peggy Christensen, who's a local Milwaukee performance artist who did a year-long project that turned into 2 years because of COVID about the national popular vote. And so if you believe in fair elections and you want the Electoral College to maybe go away, check out nationalpopularvote.com, sign up, get your voice heard.
Second question for you all. Were there any challenges that came about during production or during the filmmaking process for your films, and how did you overcome them?
The first challenge was that I was locked in my house by myself and I wanted to make a film. I couldn't work with actors, and this is the first time that I made an appropriated media piece or a sample found footage piece. So yeah, it was definitely a journey once I got started, and I was very frustrated that I couldn't work with actors or anything like that. But yeah, once I got the idea into my head and found all the samples that I wanted, it kind of came together pretty quickly.
So when you have a hard schedule making a movie in a day, eventually the day's gonna end. So it's like, well, shit, we only have so many hours. And when it rains and storms in the morning, it's like, well, we lost 2 hours of the head. And then another storm is gonna come that's gonna be even worse at the end of the day. It's like, okay, our 8 or 9 hours just became like 4.5 hours. Fantastic. It's intermittently raining, which created a really good, creepy kind of wet look for like, oh man, I'm gonna creepy Avalon here. It really works out when it's wet, but when you have less hours, it's like, hey, our kind of chill shoot day becomes, we gotta go now or we're gonna die. And the moments that we basically grabbed and got camera back in the car, it downpoured insanely, so we're like, hey, we did it.
So with Sugar, one thing we ran into is we had a deadline set, we had everything all planned out, ready to go, and then the pandemic hit, right, when we needed to go around shopping for all of the candy and everything. I talked about this a little bit in the online interview, but for example, the hamburger that we had on Sweetie's Foot, I only needed maybe like 3 or 4 of them, but because all the stores were closed and I couldn't go out anywhere to grab the stuff, I had to order it in bulk online. So to this day, I still have a box full of hamburgers and other candy lying around. And then given the time of year, I believe this debuted early July, and filming in my place, we ran into the issue with the heat and the candy getting stickier and stickier and running. But a lot of late nights, a lot of hard work, and we came up with something pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, animation, stop motion in particular, is very, very slow process. So for me in my film, there were places in there at the raindrops in the beginning where it was taking up to 3.5 hours per frame to shoot, which is crazy. A good day was like 1/8 of a second of animation. Luckily, I cut that part short because it's going to take extra months to do. So it's just very, very slow. And it took me, I'd say, 4 years. And there's literally blood on the screen at places. Using all these knives.
Challenges in creating dance during a pandemic, where obviously social distancing, dancing in masks, limited studio rehearsal availability with different restrictions, but we made it work. Where there's a will, there's a way. And just over the course of December and into early March, we started doing the filming process. We had rehearsals, and then the filming came all in one day. That doesn't mean the editing happened in one day. But we had, Kristen had one camera, and so we did the dance one time through 8 minutes for every single camera angle that you saw. So it was a lot of repetitions on that very wonderful day, and it's great to see it here.
So I made this project when I was still in college. It was during the pandemic, obviously, so it was difficult. Like for this class that it was made for, it's like one project per semester. And for someone who's being used to making like a project like every other week, it was definitely challenging. So like just a semester project and 5 other classes going on. A lot of late nights, very messed up sleep schedule. That's pretty much it.
Our biggest challenge is that Peggy was going to do the last of her performances of Is This Fair, which is the piece she created. My film is called To Be Fair, at the National Convention, National Democratic Convention that was supposed to happen in Milwaukee. And of course, the pandemic blew up that along with many other plans for projects. And so she continued her project, and so we did another year of it, which was really fun, and it was great to see her talking to a lot of people. So, and it was a challenge as well when people did not want to talk to Peggy and did not want to get permission to be filmed and actually didn't want us around. So that was challenging.
I am so happy to hear that you overcame all those challenges, and it's an example of how in this filmmaking process, you never know really what's gonna come up, but you have to be flexible, you have to roll with the punches, and you come out with something even more special than you anticipated. Who knew that COVID would bring about so many amazing, talented filmmakers, and to have us share your work with us today. Okay, last but not least, I want to know, and everyone here wants to know, what's next for you? What you got coming next?
So I've just started writing a queer Jewish horror film, which is the first intentionally queer Jewish horror film that I'm aware of. If anyone knows of any others, I would love to know. So that's keeping me pretty busy. I've also got an 8mm piece that I'm going to start working on, but we've got to wait until the snow hits to film. It's a POV film about through the lens of a female serial killer in a small industrial town. So yeah, those are my 2 upcoming projects.
Well, yesterday I had a music video release called Sure Thing for a pal's band called Lullaby Language. So it's a little bit of a film. But myself and Rihanna, who was tied to the tree in the movie, wrote a dance horror, almost rom-com short film that we shot back in February that we're currently editing and getting score done for, and it's very silly and fun and weird. So hopefully that'll come out, and by hopefully I mean it will. What am I saying? Yes! And then yeah, we're also have a production company coming, all of us together, so hopefully more stuff that I haven't written yet.
So since Sugar came out, we've had 2 additional Fuzzy Surf music videos come out as well before this. And we enjoy working with them so much, and they've kind of booked us. We have another one coming up pretty soon. We're in the process of kicking off pre-production for that, so we can look for that in the coming future. Thank you.
Take your time off. That was enough for now. I don't know if there's anything left in me.
The Dance Collective has a performance coming up at the Helfer Theater at Marquette University. It's on September 25th. There are 2 shows, one's at 1 o'clock, one's at 2:30. There are 3 pieces in the afternoon of work, and one of them is a very structured improvisation based on the Tolkien exhibit at the Haggerty Museum of Art. So please come join us. The show's free.
I just finished my senior thesis a few months ago, so I'm taking a very long break from that. So I've just been chill, drawing some sketches, maybe opening up with a comic, kind of writing a little bit, sort of.
I'm still promoting this film. It's in competition for several other film festivals, and I'll be submitting it through February of 2023, and then giving it to the National Popular Vote folks, so hopefully they'll give it another national platform, and then I'm looking for another idea, so if you have anything really interesting.
Thank you for all the filmmakers for sharing your art with us, sharing your work with us. Amazing show, so many different talented types of art, types of cinema. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And for the audience, if you want any more information about the films or the filmmakers, you can check out our YouTube channel and our social media accounts. All right, thank you guys. Be sure to stop and talk to them. They'll be out in the lobby at the end of the show. I do want to give a special shout out to John Adler, who is here, one of our sponsors from FM 102.1. Shout out to John. And I also want to thank all of our other sponsors for supporting us. Please support them. We could not do this without them. Be sure to stop back